What's up, everybody? It is the Site B InGen worker here today, and today we are back with episode 6. Yes, I believe episode 6 of our Site B mode series. We have been uploading an episode every week, and hopefully you guys can hear me over this rain here. Yeah, as I said, we've been uploading the episode every week, but today's episode is actually going to be a little bit more special than usual because if you guys notice on the YouTube channel where you can make community posts, I made a post saying that when we get to 50 subscribers on our Site B mode series, I was going to reveal something super huge that the InGen team and I have been working on here on Isla Sorna. So today is going to be a little bit different. Usually we pick a certain location here on Isla Sorna, we explore the entire proximity and see what dinosaurs are in the area, which we are going to continue to do. But instead of me talking about these individual dinosaurs that we'll come across, which I'll still kind of do, but I kind of want to spend this episode talking about what I said would be revealed once we got to 50 subscribers, which we are currently at 54. So I appreciate all the viewers that have been watching. Anyways, so it's time to get to the good stuff. So as I told you guys plenty of times before, I've been working with the company of InGen for about, we're just going to start actually exploring the area as I talk. But anyways, I've been working for the company of InGen for about 3 years now. And in that 3 years that I've been here, we have been working on a new list of animals. This is the InGen list of 2025. A new list of animals that we will be adding to the already established ecosystems here on Isla Sorna. So as you guys know, the original InGen list was the InGen list. The original InGen list featured animals that were supposed to be in the Jurassic Park, or the Jurassic Park theme park back in '93 before the incident took place. And of course, when Maserati took over the company from 2005 all the way into 2015, he started cloning his own animals. So we have been doing a lot of hard work at cloning a variety of new animals to add to the park. We'll add to Isla Sorna here. We have a group of baryonyxes along with some dimorphodons. This is a huge river stream, so you'll see a lot of baryonyxes and suchomimus as we explore this river stream. But anyways, we've been doing a lot of hard work to add our own animals back to the island. So, and as you guys know, you guys have been seeing a variety of animals during our Site B mode series. And 2 episodes back in episode 4, we release Kentrosauruses into the wild of Isla Sorna. But that was just, the Kentrosaurus wasn't a part of the new 2025 InGen list that we've been working on. It was just an animal that we've been in the process of cloning separately. So this new list, this new 2025 InGen list actually consists of 9 species of dinosaurs, and we're going to go over those species of animals right now. So as I said, we're going to spend this episode exploring this proximity, but I want to really spend this episode not only viewing these animals in this proximity that we're at here on Isla Sorna, but I want to spend this episode talking about this new InGen list that we have been working on. And as I said, the purpose of this InGen list is just to successfully clone and release these animals into the wild on Isla Sorna. And of course, we'll be able to document how they coexist with the already established ecosystems that are already here on Isla Sorna. So as I said, we have a group of baryonyxes here, and we're just going to view these beautiful animals as we go over this new 2025 InGen list. So anyways, as I said, this new InGen list consists of 9 animals. So if you guys know about or if you guys read about the original InGen list from 1993, it's a little bit smaller, mainly because we didn't want to make a huge new InGen list with a variety of species, because there are already a variety of species here on Isla Sorna. So we wanted to start off small with a certain amount of animals, and I'll talk about the significance of each animal on the new InGen list and why we decided to add them. So anyways, we're not going to stare at this family of baryonyxes forever. I just want to watch them as we have this female picking up her juvenile. We're just going to watch these baryonyxes as I name the 9 individual species that are on this new InGen list. So anyways, number 1, the first species on our new InGen list is Acrocanthosaurus. Now for Acrocanthosaurus, we have 10 individuals. We have 4 males and 6 females. And something that you guys will see with this new engine list is that we always breed more, well, we always clone more females than males. That way the males have a more selection of females to choose from and breed with to increase their population numbers. So yes, the first animal on the new engine list is Acrocanthosaurus. We've cloned 10 of those, and as I said, 4 males, 6 females. The second animal on our new engine list is Utah Raptor. Utah Raptor is a very, very, very liked, a very well liked dinosaur amongst a lot of dinosaur enthusiasts, and it's a very well liked animal amongst my InGen co-workers. So it was a dinosaur that we were really interested in cloning, and once we got the DNA for it, we were very excited to, of course, bring it back to life. So for Utah Raptors, we've cloned 15 Utah Raptors. All these animals are adults. And of course, they are about 2 years of age. So as I said, I've been with the company of InGen for 3 years now, and just gonna go extreme here as I'm talking. And when I came into the company is when InGen was already working on these animals, but there's a Struthiomimus right here. But I took part in the project not too long after I started working with the company. So here's some Apatosauruses. We're going to take a look at this Apatosaurus family. So yes, Utah Raptors, we've cloned 15 of them, 5 males, 10 females. You guys are going to be really excited to see these animals once we release them into the wild. Our third animal on the new 2025 InGen list is Loki Ceratops. So we've cloned 12 Loki Ceratops, 3 males and 9 females. And as I said, some of these animals can be really aggressive when it's time to breed, which is why we breed more females than males. That way the males don't have to, constantly fight with each other just to be able to breed with the females. So yes, our third animal is Loki Ceratops. Our fourth animal on the new InGen list is Tyrannus. And of course, that is a relative of the famous Tyrannosaurus Rex. And as you guys know, Isla Sorna is home to many Tyrannosaurs on the island. So it's going to be cool to see Tyrannus coexist with, but not necessarily coexist with Tyrannosaurus Rex, but kind of just, establish its own territories here on the island. So for Tyrannus, we've cloned 10 of them, 4 males and 6 females. Our fifth animal on the new InGen list is Ornithomimus. So Ornithomimus is of course a part of that Gallimimus and Struthiomimus family. So it's going to be very, very amazing to see how they coexist with their relatives here on the island. And as far as Ornithomimus go, we have a large population of those individual animals that we'll be releasing here into the wild on Isla Sorna. So we have 20 Ornithomimuses, 10 males, 10 females respectively. For our sixth animal on this new 2025 InGen list, we have Concavinator. So for them, we have 15 of them. We've cloned 15 of them, 5 males and 10 females. And of course, Concavinator is a relative of the Acrocanthosaurus and the Carcharodontosauridae family. So just going to go a little bit upstream here. I'm trying to read off this new InGen list and also show you guys some footage on this little proximity that we're at on Isla Sorna. So forgive me for not kind of circling this little proximity as much, but we have a family of Suchomimuses here, so we're just going to watch them as I continue to go down this InGen list. So yeah, number 6 on the new InGen list is Concavinator, 15 of them, 5 males, 10 females. Number 7 is Patagotitan. So Patagotitan, we've cloned 14 of them, 7 males and 7 females. It's the largest animal, one of the largest animals here on Isla Sorna, along with our Brachiosauruses and our Mamenchisaurus. Our eighth animal on the new InGen list is Muttoborosaurus. We've cloned 20 of them, 10 males, 10 females. And our last but not least animal on our new InGen list is Sauropelta. We've cloned 12 of them, 3 males and 9 females. So that is our full list of animals for our new InGen list of 2025. So we're going to continue to just watch the animals here in this episode. But as we watch these animals, as I said, we're just going to talk more about the new InGen list and why we decided to do it, and talk about some of the significance that these animals hold that we're going to be releasing into the wild. That's kind of what I want to spend this episode doing, just talking about the new 2025 InGen list, because of course you guys got us to 50 subscribers for our Site V Mode series, and that was the I guess you could say that was the celebration, or the big reveal for this episode. So we have the Suchomimus just randomly running into the water. So yeah, so as I said plenty of times, our new engine list consists of 9 animals. We're just going to go over them right quick again. Number 1 is Acrocanthosaurus. Seems like these Suchomimuses are about to fight. But number 1 is Acrocanthosaurus. Number 2 is Utahraptor. Number 3 is Lokiceratops. Number 4 is Eutyrannus. Number 5 is Ornithomimus. Number 6 is Concavinator. Number 7 is Patagotitan. Number 8 is Muttoborosaurus. And number 9 is Sauropelta. So, as I just said, as we continue to explore this area here on Isla Sorna, we're going to talk about some of the significance that these animals hold and why we decided to clone them. So as I said, this is a project that the InGen team and I have been working on for the past 3 years, well, 2 years. All of these animals that we are going to be releasing are adults, and as I said, we decided to make more females than males. That way they have a greater chance at breeding and increasing their population numbers here on the island, which is what's most important. We have a group of Stegosauruses here as well, some juveniles mixing with adults. So just a little bit of InGen intel as we go across, as we talk about this new 2025 InGen list. So we're going to talk about the first animal on the InGen list, which is our Acrocanthosaurus. So the reason why we decided to add Acrocanthosaurus to the InGen list, and as you guys can see, it's the only large carnivore on the new InGen list. The reason why we decided to add it is because here on Isla Sorna, this island is only home to 2 large carnivores, which is Spinosaurus and Tyrannosaurus Rex. And which is no problem, but we felt like we were kind of lacking in the large carnivore department. So we were all brainstorming at our table and at meetings and trying to figure out what would be a good new large carnivore to add to the ecosystems of Isla Sorna, because as I just mentioned, we already have Spinosaurus and we already have Spinosaurus and Tyrannosaurus Rexes on the island. So we were lacking in the large carnivore department, which is why we decided to clone Acrocanthosaurus. What do we have here? Some like some Edmontosauruses, a large group of them too, along with juveniles. So yeah, that is the reason why we chose to clone Acrocanthosaurus and add it to our new 2025 InGen list, is because we're lacking in the large carnivore department here on Isla Sorna. As I mentioned, we have Rexes and we have Spinosauruses, but they don't really coexist with each other here on the island. It's rare when we even get them in the same location. So that's why we chose to add Acrocanthosaurus. What is number 2 on the list? Oh yeah, so number 2 is Eutyrannus. So as you got, Utahraptor. As you guys know, Utahraptor is one of the biggest dromaeosaurs to have ever been found so far in the, as far as, dinosaur paleontology. I thought I seen a carnivore in the background. But yeah, Utahraptor is one of the biggest dromaeosaurs to ever been found. So we figured it would make a nice addition here on the park. It's not necessarily a large carnivore or not necessarily a medium carnivore. So we're gonna just call it a medium carnivore. So I'm very interested to see how it coexists and how it establishes its own ecosystems here on the island, along with our velociraptors and our Dilophosaurus that we've seen for the first time in the last. Okay, wait. So we actually have some. Going to get back to Utahraptor in a second. We have some Kentrosauruses in the area, so they've seemed to already migrated from that area that we've released them in the last, 2 episodes ago when we first released them into the wild. So we just seen 2 males. Here's a female. Before we finish talking about the new InGen list, we're going to see if there's any more in the area. We have another male right here in the back. They seem to be coexisting with our Edmontosauruses. And here's some more females. Oh wow, and here's some juveniles. So this is actually big news, guys. So the Kentrosauruses that we released into the wild 2 episodes ago, as you guys know, there were 12 of them. So we had a couple females, and we had a couple adult females and a couple of adult males. So as you guys can already see, they are already successfully breeding. And as you guys know, we spliced the DNA up with our animals a lot. So they don't really stay juveniles long. They kind of grow at a rapid pace. So that is very, very amazing to see. I wasn't expecting to see any of these juveniles, well, any juvenile Kentrosauruses yet. So that just goes to show that they are already successfully mating here out in the wild on Isosorna. So anyways, let's get back to talking about our 2025 new InGen list. So we just talked about Utah Raptors and the significance I feel like it would hold as far as releasing them into the wild. I mean, as far as adding them to our new 2025 InGen list, they're not necessarily a large carnivore or a medium carnivore like this Carnotaurus here, and it seems to be feeding on a Stygimoloch. So this Carnotaurus is what we would consider, this is a male here, we would consider him, we have more in the back? Oh, well, so we actually have more in the back. So yeah, we would consider Carnotauruses medium-sized carnivores, you know, medium-sized carnivores like Ceratosauruses, Allosauruses, Baryonyxes, Suchomimuses. So the Utah Raptor would be a lot smaller than them, but, you know, a lot bigger than the Velociraptor. So we're excited to see how they establish themselves here on Isosorna. So now we're going to talk about our fourth animal on our new 2025 InGen list, which is the Eutyrannus. The Eutyrannus actually fits in that that category of medium carnivore. So it's our first medium carnivore, actually our only medium carnivore on our new InGen list. We're going to see what else is in this area with these Carnotauruses. I'm assuming some more Stygimolochs, but so yeah, so Eutyrannus, as I just already said a few minutes ago, is a relative of so some more Stygimolochs and some Trikes and a Parasaurolophus, but it's a relative of the Tyrannosaurus Rex that, you know, the Eutyrannus is. So it's our only medium carnivore on our new InGen list. We have some packies in the area as well, so we're excited to add it to well, we were excited to add it to the new 2025 InGen list, of course, and we're excited to see how it establishes itself and how it coexists with other medium carnivores that we have, as far as, you know, these Carnotaurs right here that are lurking in the background, our Allosauruses that we've seen in, I believe, episode 3, and what's another animal? Our Ceratosauruses that I believe we've seen in episode 1. So that's the reason why we decided to add Eutyrannus. You know, it was a dinosaur that we had a lot of DNA of as far as the cloning process goes and extracting DNA from, you know, our fossilized mosquitoes. So it was an animal that we felt would, you know, really be a good addition to add here on the Isosorna. So anyways, we're gonna go above this hill right quick. Well, this big mountain, not necessarily a hill. See what we have up here. I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, I'm not necessarily seeing anything up here. But so anyways, we're gonna talk about the next animal on our InGen list, which is Ornithomimus. So as I just mentioned, Ornithomimus is, of course, in that family of Gallimimuses and Struthiomimuses. And we were thinking about, you know, since that family of Ornithomimus are so limited here on Isosorna, we were thinking about adding another. Oh, so we actually have some Spinosauruses. So, I guess we can talk a little bit about these Spinosauruses right quick. So, as you guys know, the individual Spinosaurus from 2001 that Dr. Alan Grant reported on was actually a more solitary animal. But as you can see in this episode, you know, in episode 3, we seen a family of Spinosauruses. It was only one male, one female, and of course, the juvenile. We have a female right here. We have a juvenile right here. We have a male right here. Let me see. I believe I've seen some more as well. Or I believe there are more in this area. Let me see. Got to see if they're coexisting with any other animals. So as you can see, yes, we have another Spinosaurus right here. So as I mentioned, that individual Spinosaurus from 2001 is actually now dead. And as you can see, there's another Spinosaurus in the back. But when we found the fossilized remains of that individual Spinosaurus from 2001, we extracted as much DNA from it as we could. Here's another juvenile. But these new Spinosauruses that we cloned, we actually made them a little bit more social than the original Spinosaurus that Dr. Alan Grant came in contact with way back in 2001. So that's how these animals, these amazing large carnivores, are able to kind of, you know, be more social with each other and coexist with each other, because we didn't want them necessarily being as spicy as the original Spinosaurus and, you know, killing each other and stuff. So what is this we have here? And we're going to start by talking about our new InGen list in a second. I just want to observe these beautiful animals. We have a male and a female. I thought it was 2 females. We also have some Brachiosauruses in the back, and I'm seeing a large group of Parasaurolophus. And we have some juvenile Brachies as well. And I thought this little storm was going to ease up, but apparently it's not. Oh yeah, we have some... Oh, I thought that was a Struthomymus. It looked like a long-necked Struthomymus. Yeah, we have a lot of Brachiosauruses in this area as well, with some Parasaurolophus. And we're going to see what else right quick. Okay, so we do have a Struthomymus in the area, a sleeping Struthomymus. Some juvenile Struthomymuses coexisting with the Parasaurolophus. So I can imagine that they're probably staying a little bit hidden away from the, those Spinosaurs. So anyways, we were talking about Ornithomymus, and speaking of Ornithomymuses, we just came across some Struthomymuses. So as I mentioned, Ornithomymuses will be a great addition to add to the island because we're limited in that species of animals. As far as you see the juvenile biting on this father's leg right here. But yeah, we're limited in you know, the Ornithomymid family, so we figured we would add, you know, Ornithomymuses to the already established ecosystems here on Isosorna. So this is just so cool to see these large group of Spinosauruses all coexisting with each other. This is just, I always love to document this kind of footage for you guys, especially since, you know, the Spinosaurus that Dr. Alan Grant reported about in 2001 made a huge name for itself for people that have never seen it before. So made a huge fan base for itself. So it's always cool for you guys to see these animals actually in the flesh, which is the best part about our Site B mode series, is that you guys get to document this. I mean, we get to document all of this footage for you guys. So anyways, let's talk about, you know, the next animal on our list. So number 6 on our 2025 InGen list is Concavenator. So Concavenator, as I already mentioned a couple minutes ago, Concavenator is a relative, well, it's in the Carcharodontosauridae family, so it's a relative of the Acrocanthosaurus, which of course is the first animal on our new 2025 InGen list. And we're just gonna go a little upstream here, but it's the 6th animal on our new InGen list. And the reason why we chose to add it was because, like I said, it will be another great addition like the Utahraptor. We don't have too many medium carnivores, which of course is the name that I'm making up. You know, it's that category of animals that are in between the medium-sized carnivores and the the small carnivores. We have a large variety, a large family of Corythosauruses here. A lot of juveniles intermixed. A lot of juveniles with their adult parents. But so the same reason why we chose to add Utahraptor in to the new 2025 InGen list is the same reason why we chose to add Concavenator. Concavenator is as I said, a medium-sized carnivore, and got some a Dryosaurus as well. I'm pretty sure there's more in the area. It's never just one Dryosaurus. But so it would definitely make a great addition to the island here on Isosorna. And sorry guys if it sounds like I'm just rambling all over the place. I'm trying to talk about some of the dinosaurs that we have in these areas, as well as talk about the new 2025 InGen list. As I already mentioned, I wanted the topic of today's video to focus more on the new 2025 InGen list amongst everything else. So I'm trying to cover the animals that we have in the areas, and also talk about the new 2025 InGen list. And I'm actually reading this on a paper. We have a Spinosaurus that made its way over here, and it killed the Corythosaurus. It's actually a female Spinosaurus. What is that we have in the back? Oh, and we have a Velociraptor. So this is kind of like episode 3 where we had raptors coexisting with Spinosauruses. So that's actually a female Velociraptor. A female Spinosaurus. And this is a is this a female raptor as well? Yes, this is a female raptor. So we're going to see if there are any more in the area. I wonder how she got over there. Got over here. So yeah, so we're excited to add Concavenator for the same reasons that we're excited to add Utahraptor, and we're excited to see how it coexists with Utahraptor and how it establishes its own ecosystems. The 7th animal on our new InGen list is, of course, the large, very, very, very large Patago Titan. Now, the reason why we chose to add, we have some nests in the area. These do appear to be Velociraptor nests. We're going to see. Okay, so here's a raptor right here. This is a no. I believe this is a male. Our males usually have quills on their heads, so I can't tell because of the lighting. This does appear to be heavy Velociraptor territory, so we're going to see if there are any other raptors. So yeah, so we have some juvenile raptors here, which I'm not surprised about. They're running into the long grass. As I said, I'm not surprised about because we have a lot of Velociraptors in the area, a lot of Velociraptor nests. Here we have a dead Corythosaurus, and laying next to it is a sleeping Velociraptor. So unfortunately, we're missing all the action as usual. If you guys follow the Site B most series, you guys will know we usually miss a lot of the action in dinosaur hunts. But so yeah, so as far as Patago Titan being our 7th animal on the new InGen list, the reason why we chose to add it is because we are heavily lacking in terms of large sauropods. So we have Brachiosaurus, of course, we have Myrmenchisaurus, but I guess you can count Apatosaurus, but I wouldn't necessarily count it as a large sauropod. So Patago Titan would be a good addition to add to Isosaurna for the simple fact that we're lacking in the large sauropod department. So we're excited to see how it coexists with the Brachiosauruses and our Myrmenchisaurus, and if it chooses to take refuge on our more tropical parts of the island, or take refuge on our more, I guess you can say, red wooded parts of Isosaurna. So our 8th dinosaur here on the new InGen list that we're going to talk about and why we decided to add it is Muttaburrasaurus. We kind of felt like the InGen team and we kind of felt like, you know, an InGen list wouldn't be complete without some type of hadrosaur dinosaur. Well, Muttaburrasaurus, it kind of falls into that category of Hadrosaurus, the way we look at it. So other people might classify it under a different subgroup of species of dinosaurs, but we had to add, of course, Muttaburrasaurus for those reasons. You know, we already have a lot of hadrosaur type dinosaurs on the island, as far as like velociraptors. I said velociraptors. Well, I'm in velociraptor territory, so I'm thinking about raptors. But as far as Parasaurolophus, Corythosaurus, Allura Titans, but we felt the need to just add another. You know, of course, we have our Edmontosauruses here as well on Isosaurna. But as I said, we felt the need to just add a lot more of these animals. So that's why we chose to add Muttaburrasaurus. I'm still looking for raptors. We have a beautiful juvenile Velociraptor here asleep. Is that another one? We have another one just chilling in the long grass, probably waiting for his parents to bring back some food. So so our 9th animal, and after we talk about our 9th animal, we're going to spend our last time exploring some more of the area. But our 9th animal and our last but not least animal on the list is our Sauropelta. So as you guys know, that's in the Ankylosaurid family, and the reason why we chose to add Sauropelta is because same reason for Patago Titan, we are lacking very bad in terms of heavily armored Ankylosaurid animals. You know, we only have Ankylosaurus, if I'm remembering correctly, here on the island. So we're just getting a notification from one of our scientists, don't mind. But that's one of the reasons why we chose to add Sauropelta. You know, it's not as defensive, well, it's not as heavily armored as our Ankylosaurids, our Ankylosauruses, but it's still heavily armored enough to defend itself. So we're extremely excited to see how it coexists with its relative, the Ankylosaurus. So anyways, guys, that was the entire InGen list and all the information about it and why we chose to add those specific 9 individual animals. As far as how we will be releasing them, we won't release them in any set order, nor in any set order of episodes. There might be an episode where we release 1 or 2 animals, and then we'll go explore another part of Isosaurna, and then there might be, is that a juvenile? We have these velociraptors chasing each other. We know, so can't see where it went. As I said, we always miss the action. They ran into the long grass. This is a female we have, and this is a male we have here. He appears to be showing some type of territorial dominance or something like that, territorial behavior. But so yeah, we won't release these animals in set order. We'll release them. You know, maybe one episode we'll release one, maybe one episode we'll release two. But you guys will just have to stay tuned for when we do release these animals. And as I just said, there won't be a set order of how we release them. We'll just be releasing them. Maybe we'll skip episode. Maybe we'll do two episodes straight of releasing animals. It's not a huge list of animals that's added on this new 2025 engine list, so it won't take long to release them all. So anyways, guys, as I said, you know, the main highlight of this episode was just to talk about the new engine list. From here on out, I want to continue exploring this huge proximity that we're in on Isla Sorna, see what else we can come across. In this area, we have a large variety of Corythosauruses intermixing with Velociraptors, Spinosauruses, and of course, uh, Dryasauruses as well. So I'm not sure. I know this is heavy Velociraptor territory, but the thing is that I'm not sure how many raptors. We have this Drysaurus here right here. I'm not sure how many raptors are in the area, especially since this is, you know, it's heavily. Well, I'm not going to say heavily, but it's a lot of long grass around, so a lot of the juveniles could be hitting in the long grass. The parents could have them hitting there, and the parents could be out doing most of the hunting. And this episode may be, I know I say this for every episode that we do, but this episode may be a tad bit longer than usual for the simple fact that I wanted to spend a lot of time talking about that new engine list. And, of course, also explore the animals that we have in the area. What is this? So this is a male velociraptor here. As I mentioned before, most of our male velociraptors here on the island come with quills, and of course our females, like this female right here, she's a little bit more lighter than he is. She doesn't have quills. So anyways, let's see. We're gonna, I believe there's another area here on Isla Sorna. I mean, another area here, you know, on this proximity of Isla Sorna that we haven't explored yet. This is a little valley here. I can imagine that the animals would not stay too close to the edge. That way, you know, they don't fall to their death or anything like that. And unfortunately, it's been raining this entire episode, so I just hope that you guys can hear me well over the rain. Usually our GoPro cameras pick up the audio rather well, so rather well when there's rain in these episodes. Not that, you know, I think there's only one other episode where we experienced a lot of rain, which was episode 2, I think. And it does rain a lot on Isla Sorna, but I sometimes, you know, keep track of the weather. That way I can record these episodes when it's not too bad as far as rain. So right here we have Edmontosaurus, and you know, there's never going to be, as I always say, you know, Hadrosaur type animals, there's never going to be just one. As you can see, we have our males. Our males have larger crests. Another male. We have a female. Two females right here. We're going to see if there are any carnivores in this area here. You know, there's usually always going to be a lot of herbivores. And where there's a lot of herbivores, there are, you know, carnivores always lingering. And as you can see, we have Edmontosauruses here in the first group of Edmontosauruses that we seen earlier that were intermixing with our Kentrosauruses. So we do have carnivore in this area. We have an Allosaurus. We have some Struthiomimuses with some Triceratops. So this is the first time seeing an Allosaurus since episode 2, 3. I think episode 3. This is a female right here. She is running, but I don't know where she's running to. Doesn't appear to be hunting behavior. Oh, there's another Allosaurus as well. So this is another female Allosaurus. Are there any more? Let's check, just to be sure. Like I said, we have some Struthiomimuses with some trikes. Two female Allosauruses. There could be more in the area. Just gonna give the area a quick roundabout. What do we have? Oh, I thought that was a juvenile. What do we have here? Okay, yeah, so there's a juvenile Allosaurus, 3 juvenile Allosauruses, and we have a male. You see the male, the crest on the male are a lot larger. They're actually a more reddish color as well. And surprisingly, we have the juveniles with the males and not the females. Usually you'll find our juvenile animals always intermixing with their mothers, of course. But this is, we just came across two adult males and two adult females, so I'm pretty sure that and another female here just hunted a Strupia mimus. Of course, we missed it. You know, unfortunately, we are prone to always missing hunts here during our Site B mode series, but you know, it's cool that we get to see a group of Allosauruses because we have seen two Allosauruses in episode 3, and there were actually two sister Allosauruses, if I remember correctly. But this is the first large group of Allosauruses that we guys have seen with juveniles. And as you can see, the female is probably doing most of the hunting for the group. We have our beautiful juvenile Allosaurus here. This is a male. He just about has the same coloration as his father, or some of the males. We actually have a male Allosaurus here, and we have an Ankylosaurus in the area as well. So I do believe we're about to have a fight take place. I didn't even know there were Ankylosauruses in this area, so I'm assuming that that male probably feels a little bit threatened. As I said, the female probably does most of the hunting, but the male, and as you can see, this juvenile is watching. This is a female juvenile. She's about to take a back seat and watch this fight play out. He probably felt threatened by the presence of this Ankylosaurus in the area. And of course he deals the first blow. But he has to be careful because the club on the tail of that Ankylosaurus could cripple him or nearly kill him. And as you can see, this Ankylosaurus is already heavily damaged. Yeah, this male has to be extremely careful. Okay, so he actually scared off this male Ankylosaurus, and he was actually already damaged, so he appeared to have already been doing some type of fighting. So that's what you guys will see that play out a lot here on the Isosaurna. You'll see a lot of the females doing most of the hunting. You see it a lot in Velociraptors, and you'll see majority of the males doing more so, you know, being more dominant as far as actually guarding their respective territories and guarding their groups. I'm not sure if there's any more Ankylosauruses in the area. Here we have a sleeping male Triceratops. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if there were more Ankylosauruses, but I only seen that male. Could have been a group of others, but they probably got scared off by the large group of Allosauruses that are in the area. And that is a large group of Allosauruses. And as you can see, they're pretty widespread because we have a female right here stalking some of these trikes. And we have another female right here that... So these Allosauruses are very, very dominant, very strong, as you can see. And you have a female that took out that trike. And do we have another fight that's about to take place? So we have a female Allosaurus that is trying to scare off that female trike, but she seems to be defending her territory. We have the male in the background. Okay. So they seem to have frightened off each other. We had the female, of course, getting ready to engage with the female trike. We had the female Allosaurus, that is. But it seems she's... I don't know. I'm honestly not sure what's going on. These guys, you can definitely tell there's bad blood in the air. I mean, there's a variety of trikes here. I mean, a large group of trikes here. And a large group of Allosauruses. So yes, these two female animals are definitely about to take place in a battle. We have the female Allosaurus dishing out the first blow. We're going to see how this Triceratops responds to this. Excuse me. Okay, so we have the female Triceratops. She's pretty bloodied up. You know, these Allosauruses are obviously no joke. We're going to see how this fight take place, and then we're going to catch back up. Okay, so they scared each other off. So that's something that you guys will see play out a lot here on Isosaurna. Sometimes these animals will get into fights here, but they'll know the significance that each other hold in terms of, you know, causing either injury or death to each other. So sometimes they'll scare each other off and kind of just walk off from the fight. So anyways, before we get ready to wrap this episode up, we're going to go back to that large group of Spinosauruses, just to kind of see how they're coexisting with the Parasaurolophus and Brachiosaurus and Stryphiomymesis that were in the area. Speaking of the Spinosaurus, here is there's a juvenile and here's a male right here. You can see he's stalking this large male Brachiosaurus. We have the juvenile Brachys in the back. And we're gonna see if we can find, here's two Stryphiomymesis. The Stryphiomymesis are probably frightened because they can tell when the Spinosauruses are in hunt mode. This is a female Spinosaurus. We almost ran into that Brachiosaurus neck. Of course, they have a large neck. And we're about to get ready to wrap this episode up, of course. I want to keep these episodes somewhat close to the 40-minute mark, and I wouldn't be surprised if we actually went over that 40-minute mark. Let me see. Just wanted to see if we can catch any hunts from these Spinosauruses, but that's probably not the case for the simple fact that obviously they have this large water source to go into, so of course they can feed from the aquatic life anytime that they want and not necessarily have to exert a lot of energy hunting on land. We have this Brachiosaurus that almost looks like he's drowning himself. We have this beautiful, beautiful male Spinosaurus. Not necessarily stalking the Brachy. The Brachiosaurus wouldn't be too much worried about him. You know, it would take a lot of energy for this Spinosaurus to bring down a Brachy, which is why I say they probably don't mind. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is a male. They probably don't mind actually just hunt. You can see he's hunting right here. He's choosing more so, you know, to hunt aquatic life, fish and stuff like that, compared to actually exerting a lot of energy to hunt Brachiosauruses, or even those Stryphiomymesis and Parasaurolophus that we just seen earlier. So, as I said, the reason why I wanted to... Well, I hope this Brachy is not dead. No, he's sleeping. I can see him still breathing. But yeah, the reason I wanted to come back over here was because this is one of our first actual time seeing a large group of Spinosauruses together. In episode 3 is when we first came across some of those Spinosauruses, but it was only one family unit of them. So that's why I kind of wanted to showcase those. Well, I kind of wanted to go back and talk a little bit more about those Spinosauruses in this episode. So anyways, guys, we are definitely going to wrap this episode up now. As I said, the highlight of this episode was mainly to talk about our new 2025 InGen list. It's a list of 9 beautiful animals that will make great additions to Isla Sorna here. We're happy to have cloned these guys. As I said, there won't be no set format on how we release these animals to the wild. You know, one episode we might release 1 or 2. One episode we might release 1. We might skip an episode and then come back the next episode and release another. So it really just depends. But it's something that we've been working on for the past couple of years. So it's something that we are very, very excited to release. We see this male and female Spinosaurus here coexisting with each other. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks for getting us and this Site B-Mode series to over 50 subscribers. And as I said, the celebration for that was to talk about the new 2025 InGen list. So stay on the lookout for the release of those animals. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you guys later.